Alright, yo. It's your boy John Frank, and I'm just gonna get right into it because I see everybody at Sakinah live. I didn't want to go live over Sakinah, but my time is limited. I'm trying to get my live done in 15 minutes, type shit. So hold on. Alright, so yeah. My bad, Sakinah, go live over you. I see you proving your point, but basically, uh, you know. People be trying to beef with other people for shit that I don't feel is relevant. You know what I'm saying? So me and Faith was having a conversation, and then at the end of the conversation, she wanted to mention how something about a little birdie and Kelly, and the shit wasn't substantial. It didn't really make no sense to me. Like it was bullshit. And I told Faith, I'm like, this is bullshit. This ain't real. So basically, I got off the phone with her and I told Kelly, I'm like, listen, you better watch who you talking to because it's coming around the pipeline. You feel me? So I basically told Kelly, what up, Kelly? I told Kelly, watch what you tell Mimi because whatever you telling Mimi is coming around the board and coming out a different way. Because if Faith telling me what Mimi's saying, then you know what I'm saying? But Kelly already assumed it was Mimi because Mimi already told her that she been talking to Faith that whole week. So basically, that's it and that's all. Kelly didn't say nothing bad about Faith, none of that. It was no Faith beef or nothing like that. Faith kind of been looking for a problem with Kelly every now and then. And I guess this was the right time to look for a problem. Because the way I see it is this shit ain't about nothing. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't really pay no attention to it like that. And you know what I'm saying? Usually there ain't no problem between them. Faith don't say nothing bad about Kelly. Kelly don't say nothing bad about them. So I'm assuming it has something to do with whatever went on with Mimi. Now when you hear the excuse of what she's saying, she's like, cause a little birdie told Mimi that's not about nothing. Cause you know what I'm saying? Everybody on YouTube tells somebody something and nobody holds it to them. You either instigating or you not instigating. And Mimi clearly said that she wasn't instigating. She didn't say, but then Mimi gonna flip it around because Mimi like to play victim. When does Mimi be held accountable for the shit she say out her mouth? You know what I'm saying? Mimi start a beef and then apologize a million times afterwards and think about it and feel a certain type of way and it don't even be that deep. Case in point, the shit that happened with Sakinah, you feel me? Her and Sakinah got into their own argument that had nothing to do with any of the situation before that. You know what I'm saying? She got chewed out because they had animosity in their tone when they were speaking to each other and Sakina wasn't feeling it. So you see how Mimi just that happened a month and a half ago. She let it fester up inside of her, and since she let it fester up inside of her, she brought it to Eric Brown's chat the other day, where Sakina seen it and Sakina hit the live on her ass. So my standpoint and my position in this shit is I feel exactly how Sakina feel. You know what I'm saying? Like just because somebody told you that they was going to do a live on you that don't mean that what it don't mean that it don't even mean because I seen Vonnie write in the chat that the problem is that when she was getting chewed out, Kelly didn't go up there and hit the live and say I was the little birdie. Like no, and I'm not disrespecting Vonnie. I'm cool with you, Vonnie, but nobody has to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like nobody has to do that. This is an unnecessary issue. You know what I'm saying? It really got to do with Mimi telling shit to Faith or Mimi telling shit to Carla and it got back to Faith and Faith wanted to defend Mimi. But remember what happened the first time Faith defended Mimi. Mimi told her not to defend me and Faith still did it. You know what I'm saying? So basically Faith gonna do what she wanna do as she always does. But Remember what happened the first time when Mimi told her don't defend me. Now she bringing it around the second time and she trying to make it her issue, and it really don't got nothing to do with Faith. And I'm not disrespecting Faith at all. It just really, if we gonna be real about the whole situation, the shit don't got nothing to do with Faith. Faith don't need to put her 2 cents in that. You know what I'm saying? That's all. That's it and that's all. You know what I'm saying? It looked like she looking for a problem with Kelly for no reason. Cause Kelly ain't do nothing to her. She's mad at she's mad at Kelly because Mimi jumped out the window. You get me? She mad at Kelly because Mimi jumped out the window and popped off at Too Strong or Unspoken. The same people that you arguing with. That don't make no damn sense. So once you make sense of the situation, it don't make no sense at all. It's an unnecessary situation. It shouldn't have went down. You feel me? Now, when it comes down to Kelly, Kelly's wrong is at the end of the video, she shouldn't have mentioned her parenting. You feel me? If you wouldn't have mentioned her parenting, she probably wouldn't have thrown some low blows. So I could say that's where Kelly was wrong at. And I'm talking about the 5 hour video that took place on Mimi's channel. So you was wrong for that, Kelly. Just like Faith is wrong for coming at you for no reason or some shit that don't got nothing to do with her. You feel me? I'm gonna call it down the middle because I'm cool with both of them. You know what I'm saying? But bullshit's gonna be bullshit, y'all. Now people are ready to go at each other and dox each other and bring up each other's kids and dead over some shit that ain't even worth fighting over. It's not even worth it. You feel me? Mimi's that type of person. Mimi needs to be held accountable for what she said out her mouth. She can't say, well, Kelly put the battery in my back when she's a grown ass woman. You feel me? It just comes down to that. And even at the end of that video, Mimi was still saying, well, I kind of feel like you knew what I was going to do. That don't make no damn sense. That's Mimi not taking accountability for what she said out her mouth. Sakinah told her that day on Sakinah's live that day on the panel that she's reviewing right now. She said, if somebody died in your family, you shouldn't be on YouTube. That was the most factual thing she told her. You got to woman up. You heard me? You just got to straight woman up. You can't blame other people because of the shit you said out your mouth. You feel me? You can't. Feel me? The other day, Nicole came and told me that they was talking about me over there on that side. I had to apologize because I was wrong. I mean, I said what I said out my mouth. I was the one that said what I said out my mouth. Just because she told me didn't mean nothing, but she told me. She didn't lie. What she said was correct. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't know how people are looking at it, and I'm not trying to get into it that deep. I'm just trying to say that, hey, I already knew this shit wasn't about nothing when it hit my desk, and I didn't think it was gonna be nothing. I thought that shit was gonna get left right there. You know what I'm saying? You can't be mad at Kelly because Mimi got her ass chewed out. You feel me? And Kelly then jump up there and say, I was the birdie that told her that wasn't gonna make no difference with the tone of the environment or how it was going down. You feel me? And if you want to know what stance I take, I watched that 5 hour video and I take the same stance Sakinah took. You know what I'm saying? I take the whatever Sakinah said in that 5 hour Mimi video, I feel exactly what she was saying. Damn near stole the words out my mouth. So that's what I agree with. You feel me? And I don't always agree with Sakinah, but sometimes I do. And this is one of those times where everything she said, I agree with. This situation don't got nothing to do with Faith. I hope they work it out the cool way. You know what I'm saying? If they willing to have a phone call, I put them both on the phone with each other so they could just squash it out so it don't got to go that far. But yeah, Kelly's not wrong for telling Mimi, hey, they doing a video on you. That doesn't mean I pump batteries in your back. And you know what I'm saying? I feel like that part right there, that's Faith's fault. She jumping into shit that don't got nothing to do with her. Remember when I jumped into some shit that had nothing to do with me? What happened? I got called out for it. So it works both ways. You feel me? So basically, you should have just stood down on this one because it don't got nothing to do with you. If that shit hits your desk, you should have been questioning why it hit your desk. And when it comes to Kelly, Kelly, you should have never commented on her parenting. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, it probably wouldn't have gone that far. You feel me? That's about it. I feel like that's really the gist of the whole situation. Ain't much I could really say about it without being repetitive. You feel me? Everybody, there's two wrongs in there, and it don't make no right. So if it was up to me, the best thing I could do is put two women on the phone and let them hash things out like women without all the public seeing it, adding that extra, adding that extra funk to it. You feel me? Because Faith ain't never disrespected Kelly to me, and Kelly ain't never disrespected Faith to me. You know what I'm saying? So they didn't have no issue before this issue, and this issue is not between Faith and Kelly. This issue is not between Faith and Kelly at all. Now it is. Now it is because they done said shit to each other. But before that, it was no issue. You feel me? And even when Faith brought me that shit, it didn't come out 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. So that shit should have just blew over because it wasn't about nothing. If y'all make sense of the situation, Kelly don't have to hit no with Mimi's getting yelled at. She don't gotta hit no live and say, "I told her." I was the little birdie that told her. It wouldn't have made a difference in the situation at all. It wouldn't have made no difference. It wouldn't have changed the tone of the situation. Nothing. And nobody even has to do that. So if that's the problem, then there's no problem because nobody's required to do that. What up, Mr. Warner? What up, Miss Marie? What up, Nikki Nicole? What up, Mutt Mutt? So basically, this shit ain't. I'm gonna keep it real. This shit ain't about nothing. And if the ladies calm down and later on let everything calm down, then I could play the middleman and they could work it out. John Frank, what happened now? I haven't been on all day. So basically, Faith is mad at Kelly because Kelly told Mimi that UP and them was going to do a live on her a long time ago, like a month ago. And Mimi went on Faith's Live, hit the link, and started talking big shit. You know what I'm saying? Mimi hit the live and started talking big shit. And then she regretted the shit that she said the next day. And she's trying to look for an excuse for why she did what she did. She said she had a death in the family. Cool. But in my mind, if you have a death in the family, you shouldn't be on YouTube unless it's to get your mind off of shit. You feel me? If somebody mentions you had a death in the family, you go clicking the link, acting all rah rah and stuff, then you got to be able to hold what comes with it. You know what I'm saying? Mimi jumped out the window, and I'm not saying Mimi shouldn't have jumped out the window. It doesn't matter whether she jumped out the window or not. The only thing I'm saying is don't blame that on somebody else. Don't blame somebody else because of the shit you said out your mouth. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. Cause that's weak. That's weak shit. You know what I'm saying? Why y'all do back chat talking? That's when it comes out later. Somebody trying to out others. Every everybody do back chat talking. Ain't a person on here that don't back chat talk. You know? Yeah, it's silly. If anyone tells me something, I don't ask. Don't anyone tells me something, I don't ask people to hit the panel and say who told me. What up, Two Bless? Let's play it out live and be over and no more. He say, she say. I don't think there is any he say, she say. It just is what it is. You feel me? This all transpired because Eric Brown did a live last night, right? And Mimi was in her feelings still about shit that happened a month and some change ago. And she goes into Eric Brown's chat and she starts saying, yeah, people turned on me, people this, people that. And that's what started all this up. And Faith felt obligated to defend Mimi because Faith believes in her mind that if Kelly wouldn't have told her that they struck alive on her, UP and them, that it would have changed the whole perception of everything. UP still struck alive at her. If Mimi was to be mad, she got to be mad at UP, not at Kelly for telling you. That's like me, Mr. Warner, hitting you up going, yo, such and such over there is doing a live on you, Mr. Warner. And then the next thing you know, you say what you want to say to them, and then you're going to come blame me at the end and say, well, John Frank shouldn't have told me because I wouldn't have went off. You know what I'm saying? And then that same situation didn't have nothing to do with her and Sakinah getting into it. Her and Sakinah got into it because of the tone of the conversation. That's why her and Sakinah got into it. So those two situations don't even connect. Sakinah went in on her because they was being catty, or she was being catty with Sakinah, and Sakinah was just trying to get understanding on the situation. So basically, you know what I'm saying? She just need to be held accountable. Ain't nobody told her to let them feelings fester inside of her and go to Eric Brown's chat and talk about some shit that happened a month and some change ago when nobody else was talking about it. That's old. UP said that shit weeks ago. That's what I'm saying. Like that shit is so old it don't make no sense. So this old shit, same shit y'all tried to hide before, now coming out on the live again. This, this is what I'm saying. This shit is so stupid. It's not even worth a live right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to put it in perspective for both sides. Mimi needs to come live and be real and not save anybody because I think y'all all hiding shit. See, that's where you got it wrong. There's nothing to hide. The story's so basic, stupid, and childish. You know what I'm saying? You do know that UP blamed Faith and Vonnie for telling Mimi that, right? I don't know. I have no clue. I have no clue. Oh, so maybe that's what the see. I think maybe Nunya might be onto something right there. Maybe that's maybe that's what it is. Hold on. That makes sense. So Nunya is what you saying that Faith and Vonnie got blamed for telling Mimi, and that's why they mad at Kelly. Because at least right there, there's some logic to it. You know what I'm saying? Because without that, the shit don't make sense. I didn't know that part, but that makes a little more sense to the fucking brain than the regular shit that we hearing right now. I hope y'all block that troll, that the Gears troll that's in the chat. Yo, if there's a moderator, can you come block the Gears troll that's in the chat? Yeah, but five people popping live saying Mimi. Keep it real. It is Mimi's fault. You know what I'm saying? It's Mimi's fault because drop the link for Nunya. I got you, Nunya. Yeah, Nunya, hit the link and explain this whole shit to us. All right, Nikki, thank you. All right, so Nunya, hit the link. That's what I came up with, but I don't know for sure. Well, look, if they got blamed for something that they didn't do, then they need to say that. You know what I'm saying? Like that's it and that's all. Just say that. But don't make it seem like just because she didn't tell who the birdie was, that didn't make no sense to me. And that's where I was like, this shit is dumb. This shit is bullshit. But look, y'all stop hitting people because y'all don't like what they saying, as long as they not disrespectful. I told him to hit the gears troll. There's a troll in here as gears, and I told him to hit that troll. You heard, Mr. Warner? Yeah, well, basically, I feel like I said what I needed to say. If they want to work it out, I'll help mediate the shit. But other than that, Sean asked for the troll to be blocked. Yeah, I did. So if uh if y'all want me to mediate the shit, I put y'all on the phone call and I let y'all talk like women, so this shit don't gotta go that far. But this shit ain't about nothing. This shit is nonsense, and it make our side of the community look like we just looking for fights with each other about nothing. You know what I'm saying? I already seen, I already said, and this is what I'm gonna stand on. Hold on, somebody coming up.
Hey, John.
What up? What up, Sakina? I ain't say nothing bad about you, Sakina. You good?
Listen, I appreciate your opinion. You got a right to say, because your name was brought into it. So you got a right to say, whatever, your opinion is. For the most part, I kind of agree with you. At the end of the day, it was as simple as
You dropped out. I have to listen over. I'm still live. Well, basically, Sakina, I agreed with. I'm on your side, Sakina. When it comes down to this whole Mimi, Faith, Kelly situation, I feel like you see it for what it is, and I agree with you with everything you said on Mimi panel. You feel me? That's basically what I said. You know what I'm saying? Uh, Kelly, your shit fell off. I don't know, maybe because you at work. But yeah, um, I can't be the only one that don't think this is about nothing. You feel me? I can't be the only one that thinks that this ain't really out of all the beefs we be having here on our side. It's usually because people come at each other or somebody says something to somebody else. Usually that's be the reason. It don't be over shit like this. Like this shit feel manufactured, you know? So I'm gonna drop the link again. So basically, this is my piece on the situation. I hope nobody gets too mad at me, but this is how I feel. Just like everybody say how they feel, I'm saying how I feel. And I'd rather them work it out than see them go at it over something stupid. Cause I'm cool with both parties. So when I'm cool with both parties, I'd rather get involved and be like, hey, let's chop it up on the phone where it's not 51 people watching, where people gonna get into arguments and shit. Cause when other people are watching, it creates the tension and the extra shit and all of that. Yeah, I feel like when Faith calmed down, she'll be alright. You know what I'm saying? When Kelly calmed down, she'll be alright. I feel like maybe if there's an apology from both sides, see, they're gonna look at me like I'm crazy. But if Faith apologized for jumping in some shit that she shouldn't have jumped into, Kelly apologized for mentioning Faith's parenting, I feel like we got a good thing going on. I feel like that's the obvious right there. You know what I'm saying? And that'll square them up. And when it comes down to Mimi, Mimi don't need to apologize to nobody. She just needs to just take accountability that you said something out your mouth and that's how you felt. That's it and that's all. I'm not even that mad at Mimi neither. I'm just mad that she trying to place the blame on somebody else for something she said.
Hey,
What
John.
up, Kelly?
What's up? I listen, I respect your opinion. Everybody has a right to have their own opinion. I'm gonna say this. I didn't ask for this beef. So as for going back and forth, I'm definitely not gonna do that. Um, at the end of the day, this is a repeat of the same thing that happened on the Woo Ha Ha thing when Faith came on and talked about something Mimi said a month later, right? So Mimi has a habit now. We can see a pattern of a month later saying some shit to spark off some beef. That's what I see it as. Now, I'm not, you said Bonnie said something about I should have came on and said it was me, blah 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 blah. Like I didn't feel like that because people tell me all the time, so and so is doing a live on you. I never, however, I respond to it, whether it's cuss them out, whether it's ignore it, whether it's anything like that. I never feel the need to come on and say so and so said it or so and so said it because I think we're adults and well, whoever tells us whatever I do, that's still on Kelly. That's not on nobody else. That's on me. If I jump on and do a live and cut somebody out, if I ignore it, whatever, it's on me. I never come to YouTube and say, well, you knew I was gonna go off, and you like that. To me, that's the weakest shit ever. And like I said, I feel like Faith wanted to have a problem. So just like with the woo ha ha shit that had not shit to do with her and was over with, and she came out to, I don't know, start beef with it. I feel like this is what it is. So for me, I'm okay. Like I'm not angry. And I think John, you know me long enough to know when I'm angry and when I'm not. I'm not angry. I don't. I mean, I don't even see the big deal. I can put up text message after text message when Mimi would literally hit me up every morning and say, can I call you? A lot of what we would talk about would be YouTube shit. Oh, did you see this or that, this or that? That wasn't the first person that I've ever said, oh, your name was brought. You know what I'm saying? I had no idea how she's going to react. And she sat there and admitted that before we got off the phone, I told her don't respond. So if you listening to me so much, if you had listened to me, you would have ignored it and you wouldn't have said shit because it really, like, for what? Like, why say something? Because the lady gonna do whatever she gonna do regardless. So for me, it's just to me, it just seems like people just want to beef, and I don't have time for it. So that's where I'm at with it. I don't I don't. I mean, that's just where I'm at with it. Am I angry at anybody? No, I'm not. Do I? Am I scared of anybody? No, I am not. You know, it's just I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna let. I'm just not gonna be bullied. Basically, is what I'm saying. That's where I'm at with it. If Faith would have like to have a conversation, of course, I'm a woman about mine. I'll have a conversation with anybody. But what you're not gonna do is make it seem like it was some dark, demented thing that I was trying to do with Mimi. Like I said, I gave the example, was just perfect example. Mimi told me stuff that people said with regard to me and my family. Did I get on live and say, oh, I would have never did it if Mimi wouldn't have said it? Like, come on, y'all. Like, come on. At what point are we gonna act grown? We are in our all three of us are in our 50s. So come on, if we can't own what the fuck we say at 50 something, come on. I'm sorry. I don't have no energy for this little childish ass bullshit. Just like Two Bless said, it's very childish.
Yeah, I feel like I feel like Mimi got an issue with harboring feelings. You know what I'm saying? And that's what got her into this today. Because
Yeah, and I think
I
that
don't know if you know,
Mimi likes,
it
yeah, I
stems
think,
from the Eric Brown situation last night when she was talking about Sakinah, and that's
right.
how all this transpired up to today.
See, I
Because that
think
shit
that
been buried.
yeah, that shit I feel is wrong too because why are you going to Eric Brown with a situation that has to do with Sakinah when it could have been so much simpler for you just to talk to Sakinah about it? Like it doesn't make sense. Like the shit she do, and then at the end of the day, I'm a victim. I feel like you knew I was gonna go off. Oh my God. You
Yeah, that
knew.
was stupid.
Fuck what I know. We were
And I could
talking
tell
recently.
she was up there being malicious because she was clicking all the comments that was against you. Because
I
I seen
know. Yeah,
comments
I saw that.
defending you, like the Ray Vaughn was defending you. She didn't click none of her comments to highlight them, but she was
Exactly.
clicking all the bad ones against you. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So I already see there's a little bit of maliciousness within her too. You know,
Yeah, that's
as
Mimi
long as it's
said.
not
She
on
likes
her.
to because this whole thing never like I told Mimi when we talked about it and I said I can't get down with you. I can't talk to you no more. I wish you well. If you look at my birthday post, Mimi was under there. She was saying happy birthday. I said, I hearted it cuz I wasn't having any. ill will towards Mimi. I just said, I'm not going to talk to you because you can't act like an adult. If you got to blame me for what the fuck you decided to do, then I don't need to be talking to you. And that's what I told her. I said, I wish you the best. No harm, no foul. But I don't want to talk to a grown-ass 50-something-year-old grandmother who decides to go live and cuss somebody out, and now it's Kelly's fault. I don't even see how anybody can even justify that shit. That shit is weird as fuck to me. So.
And then if that don't work, she gonna blame the funeral of the people that died. And I'm
Exactly.
just like, Sakina told her that day, like, if you was feeling that bad about what was going on, you should have kept your ass off the internet.
And
And
that's
Sakina
facts.
straight up told her that in that live.
But let me tell you something. Faith brought up my mother-in-law or whatever. She was in and out of the hospital. You didn't see me come out in here saying, well, the reason why I'm cussing people out is because of my mother-in-law. She passed. And like Sakinah said, I took my ass off YouTube for a couple of weeks until I could get myself together. You know what I'm saying? So what Sakinah said is raw and real. If you feel like you're in a mental headspace where you can't handle hearing something, then yeah, take your ass off YouTube. And that's real talk.
Yeah, no, I agree with
My
that.
mother-in-law passed, and nobody would have ever known had Bam not brought it up. Which I'm not mad really that she brought it up because it's life, but I took the time to do the self-care that I needed to where when I come on live, I can take responsibility for whatever I said. I'm not going to cuss somebody out and say, well, I was going through a hard time. No, that is no excuse. You can't get on this motherfucker and just lash out at people because you're having a hard time. That's not an excuse. Just like Kelly told me, and she knew that I was going
Well,
through
you
a
know
hard
what?
time.
I'm not mad. I'm not mad at her for lashing out. I'm mad at her for blaming it on somebody else instead of just holding yourself to it. Like, lash out, don't lash out, be nice, don't be nice. It don't really matter. Just don't blame the next person for why you lashed out. That's where I think the problem is.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I'm not mad. Everybody can have their own opinion. I know, like I said, in my heart, I put it on life for me, my kids, and my grandkids. I told that lady not to mention it. I told her just as a conversation that we had all the time. Just like I said, she tells me when people saying shit about me or my family, and I mentioned it to her. Just like Sakinah said, so if I had not mentioned it, then it would have been like, oh, you knew and you didn't say nothing. Like, it's just always going to be a fucking excuse as to why grown ass
Mr.
50-something-year-old
Warner,
women can't take responsibility for what the fuck they say. One thing about me, if I said something, I'll say I said it. If I didn't, I didn't. But with this here, like I said, I didn't say it. It was casual, just like me and you talking right now. I was like, yeah, I think they're gonna bring you up, blah 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 blah. But it wasn't in a bad way. I think she played a snippet of a video of you and Faith arguing, so I guess she's gonna talk about that. She said, oh, and then she said, what do you think I should do? I said, I feel like you should ignore it because she's gonna do 25,000 videos on you about it. So just ignore it. Let her do her. That's exactly what I said. Now, if a person is that unstable to where they get up and go live and start talking about doxing and all this and dead people and all this old shit, that's not my fault, and I'm not going to take responsibility for that. I'm just not. And why Faith decided to get involved, I have no clue. Like, she's really acting like as if she exposed some deep, dark secret about me. And John, I want you to confirm. When you told me about it, what did I say? I said, oh, well, if it come out, I don't have a problem saying it.
yeah, and you also said that you just was gonna stop talking to Mimi.
And
Like, it
I
wasn't
did.
no more, no more, no less. You just like, I can't fuck with her if that's what she gonna be doing. That's it.
Exactly. That's all I said. And like I
Wasn't
said,
no
and
I hate her
I
or
still
you know what I'm
think
saying? It wasn't no bash, none of that. And it wasn't no bash on Faith neither. It was just, why is my business getting around here when I told it to Mimi?
right. And I'm gonna tell you, this is something that I really take seriously because when people tell me stuff, I don't want to discuss it. And this is exactly what I told Mimi. I said, Mimi, This to me is insignificant. But if you're discussing something so small with people that you know don't like me, what else are you discussing that we talk about? So going forward, I wish you the best, but I just am not talking to you no more. I don't think it's anything wrong with that. I mean, me personally, I would love a person to just tell me if that's how they feel, tell me that. And I told her honestly how I felt. There's no hard feelings, nothing like that. But just because you're talking about something so insignificant, then I just don't want to talk to you no more. I feel like as a grown woman, how I run my life is when I don't want to fucking talk to somebody, I don't have to.
Yeah.
And I was honest with her and told her, I'm not going to talk to you no more because I gave her this specific example. I said, has anything you ever told me came back to you on the YouTube streets? No. Okay. So that's the reason why I'm not talking to you no more, because things you are saying is getting back to me. So I don't want to discuss anything else with you on a personal level. That doesn't mean I'm mad at you. That doesn't mean I got beef with you. It just means that I'm cutting off all communication on a private, behind the scenes level. I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
No, I think it's straight. Well, look, uh, I'm about to end this in 5 minutes. Well, I want to give
Okay.
Vonnie a chance to come up here real quick if she can.
All
I don't
right.
want y'all to argue with each other.
No, I'll
Yeah.
jump down. She can come up. I'll jump down.
Uh,
Okay, bye.
yo, Vonnie, you could give me 2 minutes. I didn't. I just wanted to make a 15, 20 minute live. Oh, you busy? All right. So I just wanted to. I mentioned you in the live. I don't know if you just popped in now or you heard me, but uh, as far as the whole, I'm gonna keep it real with you, Vonnie. This shit, I don't know. I didn't want y'all. I just didn't want y'all to argue. That's me saying that. She didn't say that. But my whole thing is, this shit ain't about nothing, Vonnie. You feel me? I feel like, um, I feel like Faith shouldn't have been in the sauce, and I feel like Kelly shouldn't have mentioned Faith's parenting. And I think right there is the middle. You know what I'm saying? I feel like they both owe each other an apology, and that'll be the end of that. Because usually in this community, we fight over an actual reason. Like motherfuckers have a reason to argue, a reason to fight. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think this ain't about nothing. I hope most of y'all feel the same way, because I just don't see the logic in it. This is one question I got for you that Nanya brought to my attention was, did you and Faith get blamed for being the little birdie in Mimi's ear, and that's why Faith got mad? Because Nanya came and brought that to my attention. That makes a little more sense than what I'm hearing. Like, did you guys get blamed by UP? No, I know. Faith called me. Faith is mad. Faith is mad. But you know what? I'm gonna let Faith calm down before I talk to Faith. Faith called me in the morning while I was still sleeping. She thought I knew what was going on. I didn't know what was going on at all. And then when she told me what was going on, I was kind of mad because she already told me about this shit, and I felt like I didn't even have my breakfast yet. You know what I'm saying? So I wasn't ready for all of this. And I didn't watch what happened last night. I only watched Mimi's panel after I got off the phone with Faith. What up, 3000? She was wrong for bringing the kids into it. Yeah. I think there's two wrongs on each side. But um I don't know. Vonnie, maybe you could talk to Faith and calm her down. You feel me? And we could work this out the right way. You feel me? Because I don't want to see them arguing. I don't like seeing two people I fuck with argue, especially over some shit that's minuscule. And when I say minuscule, there was no first reason for them to argue. And I'm not even mad. Like I'm gonna repeat right now. I don't want people to think I'm mad at Mimi, and it's a tear down Mimi thing. I called out Mimi on her problem. Mimi's problem is she gets a problem with somebody. and she don't get to fully manufacture. She don't get to fully say her feelings, and then later on she comes out. So I think that's the problem with Mimi. Oh, Mimi, right there. Mimi, hit the link. I'd rather just tell you why I think you get into these situations. And it's not even good or it's not even bad. You know what I'm saying? It's just it is what it is. You know, hit the link real quick, and I'm just gonna tell you. You know, I'm gonna tell you how you could avoid these situations. Cause I only think you have a small percentage in this. Well, it's alright. Hit the link. I'd rather talk to you than talk in the chat. I already made myself clear throughout the live if you go back and watch it. But since you right here, I might as well tell you the same way when I was seeing Vine. As soon as I seen Vonnie, I said, Vonnie, hit the link so I could tell you what I said. It's the same thing. I'd rather tell you and have the conversation with you. And I want to make you understand that this is why this happened. You know what I'm saying? If you got 2 minutes, because I could wrap it up in 2 minutes. I'm not trying to be up here that I was trying to be up here 15 minutes and I'm up here 40 minutes for something I could have said in 15 minutes.
Well, Sakinah was going over the other. Hey, how you doing? Let me say, hey, how you doing? Sakinah was
Hey,
doing her commentary over what transpired on her panel. So I was over there. So I could.
yeah, I didn't mean to go over live on top of Sakina live. I just literally thought I was gonna be live for 15 minutes, so
Okay.
that's why I just did it. And I want to get back to my son. But when it comes down to you in this situation, I only think you wrong for say you're not wrong for saying what you said, and you're not wrong if you would have not said what you said. The only thing I feel like you wrong is for like blaming somebody else, like making it seem like if they wouldn't have told me, I wouldn't have went off. I feel like when it comes to that part right there, you should just take accountability. Like I wasn't in the right headspace. I said what I said, and I
I
took
said that
and I
already.
apologize. I know,
Okay.
but even towards the end, it didn't come off like that. When you saying, "Well, I still feel like uh, if they wouldn't have told," that's like passing the blame off.
Okay.
And
I
you
can say
too,
that.
if you was younger, you know what I'm saying, you too grown to be passing the blame
I'm
off.
too old of an end to call a chick, but at one point I thought, well, damn, well, because like I said, I consider Kelly my friend. I did.
Well, let me tell you why Kelly got mad at you, in case you don't know.
She said I didn't even
Me
know.
and Faith.
Go
Let
ahead.
me tell you why. Me and Faith was talking, and Faith mentioned to me that something about a little birdie, and I'm gonna keep it real with you. I wasn't even trying to listen because it wasn't nothing that made sense to me. I was like, oh, all right, all right, all right. So then when Faith told me, I basically called Kelly and I said, Kelly, watch who you telling what to because it's coming around and it's getting back around. And I said, watch what you tell Mimi. That's what I said to her. I said, watch what you tell Mimi because it's coming back around. That's all I said. I ain't say nothing bad, nothing good. Kelly didn't say nothing bad and nothing good. She was just upset that because she doesn't like things like that. She didn't like the fact that
Okay, let me
whatever she
respond
said
to
to
that.
you was coming back around to me.
Okay, let me respond to that. To be clear, the only thing that I had said, multiple people, when I went off the way I did, I didn't even realize how bad I had went off until people started calling me. I knew I was mad. And then, like I said, by the time I hit face panel, I was already at the highest point of festivity. And whatever came out, it came out. I said that on the live. So the only thing I'm guilty of is telling who told me that. And I held that in until recently. Like I told Kelly, I took all of
Yeah,
this.
but
Hold
why is
on,
that even
y'all.
why is that a
I
subject though?
I don't know why it's a subject. I didn't
If
say
if
anything
somebody tell
bad
me something behind
other
the
than
scenes,
Carla. I already said I figured that's who told you. That's it. That's all.
yeah, but if somebody tell you something behind the scenes, why would you think like who goes in front of the scenes and says, oh, this person told me, unless they don't fuck with that person. So you know what I'm saying? Like if you told me something behind the scenes, I'm not gonna go in front of the scenes and say, oh, if I said a little birdie told me, a little birdie told me.
A
I feel
little
like
birdie
that's where
told
you're
me,
not
and I
seeing it.
shouldn't have said nothing, but I did. And I think Faith's point was she said that it could have been cleared up on Sakina's panel, but no, it is what it is. I'm okay. I understand what you're
Look, whether
saying.
it was cleared up or not, it's still the live still would have went down. You and Sakina would have still got into the same argument. Cause I'm gonna keep it real. You and Sakina argued was about how y'all was responding back and forth to each other. It wasn't really about the whatever happened previous to that. It wasn't about the little birdie and all of that. That's not what got her steamed up with you. It's about the way y'all was speaking to each other.
I When I went back and listened to it, because I thought I was kind of
Well, no,
I
y'all both. She was trying to. I don't remember if y'all was both being catty with each other, but I remember you being a little bit catty in your responses. But it
Well,
wasn't a
by that
big
time I
deal.
was already. But I kept, like I said, John. The whole that was I was already pissed off, so I honestly felt like Sakina knew what was going on until today. She said she didn't really know what was going on, but I assumed she knew what was going on.
But I think she was saying to you that she didn't know what was going on. She was
I
asking you
wasn't hearing
questions.
none of that. I wasn't hearing none of that. When it's like when okay, when I get mad, like I told Kelly, I hear key words. And when we were talking about it, I was like, "This ain't the time for people to be fucking with me." I said that exactly. Well, by
And
this,
you know what? Kelly had your back because Kelly called me and told me she was going through something because of her family and all of that. And I said, yo, you should tell her she shouldn't be on the internet when she feel like that.
it
You
was
know what
too
I'm
late.
saying?
By
So
that
it's
time,
like,
she even if she had told me, I was so mad about the fact that I was gonna be used, and like I said, I wasn't in a good headspace. I just lost my nephew. Like I told everybody, he got killed. Even shouldn't even been on there. Period. But I was like, well, why are they fucking with me and trying to get this stuff started back up with me and Faith again? So I was angry.
yeah, but you see, when somebody else gets blamed for you saying what you said out your mouth, that's when you should have said, hey, that's me. You know what I'm saying?
I
That
said
was
that
me.
was me. I said it's all on me on my family.
Yeah,
You
but
said that.
Faith coming at
Hey,
Kelly,
John.
Faith coming at Kelly. What up? Faith coming at Kelly
I
because
said on my panel, I
she's
didn't
saying
want this
she
to
wouldn't
happen.
have came out like that if she wouldn't have told you, and that's incorrect. You know what I'm saying? You would have
Listen,
found out anyway.
I guess
I
one
need
of
to
my
say this because this is what's kind of bothering me. Hello, everybody that's up here. What
What
is
else,
kind of
Sakina?
bothering me
Hey,
to
Sakina.
hear you say Mimi, to hear you say, well, I assumed that Sakina knew what was going on. I said on that panel that day, it was times before, because we just played it, it was times before where I and yourself was in a calm state of mind. We even laughed about me being so high that I didn't even hear anything until the end of positive. And I said it then. I don't even know what's going on. I said that a few times. So for me, you know, like I said, you and I apparently we think different. We're on different levels of thinking thoughts. For me, even seeing it then, it would have sunk in at some point in time. Sakina didn't know what was going on. I was clueless.
again, Sakina.
But
By the time
hold
I got
on,
to your panel, I was so frustrated and mad. I heard
listen,
half
I'm
of
not
what
worried
people was
about that.
saying. You hear what I'm saying?
Listen, this part, I'm not
So
worried
that's
about that.
again, like I
Never
said,
mind.
See, that's what happened on the
I don't.
panel. Hold on, Mimi. That's exactly what happened. Sakina was getting mad because you wasn't letting her talk, and then
I
it's
thought
just
she
what
was
just
through
happened right
talking.
now. What just happened right now is kind of the reason also why y'all argued that day at that time. I'm just
I thought
catching a
she was through with
flashback.
her response. I didn't.
I'm just catching the flashback. But look,
Okay, Sakina, you can cut it off.
let
I'm
y'all
sorry.
dialogue.
How can I dialogue, John, when at the end of the day, like, okay, I'm not on. I understand where things went wrong. Then you understand what I'm saying. Now, when I come in your chat, I still hear her saying, okay, I assume that Sakina knew what was going on. If I confirm to you on your panel this morning, I didn't know. I was clueless. You're still assuming and saying this that I assume you assume that now that you can't be used. How are you still using that in an injunction of a how can I say an injunction of a comment? Because again, you I told you this morning.
Okay,
I
well,
said it
baby,
this morning.
you did say that, but I was going way back around to try. I don't know if John Frank heard the live or if he didn't heard the live. So I'm still trying to explain why my reactions were the way they were, Sakina. It wasn't like now I realize that you honestly didn't know, but I'm still trying to tell John Frank at what point when you and I were into it, I'm thinking you're asking me rhetorical questions that you already know the answer to. So it made me defensive. I was defensive towards you. You understand what I'm saying?
Hmm.
It was like I felt like you was asking me questions that you really knew the answer to. So that's why I was coming out the way I was coming out. I honestly thought that you knew because you said that you had listened to UP. You know, it was just a lot going on. That's the only thing I can say. I
That's
ain't trying to pass
that's
the blame on nobody. I'm grown. Like I said, it wouldn't have mattered once she told me. It was on for me because I said no, this ain't the time to be fucking with me. I got too much going on in my real life. I said I shouldn't have to come on YouTube and explain to people, don't use me and that and me and face argument as a point that you're trying to bring up about something else. Well, by the time I finally got the link to face chat, I was at 1,000. And I did. I went completely off. And like I said, people had to come back and say, do you realize everything you said? No, I didn't because I was mad.
Mimi, do you mind me asking you a question?
No, I don't I answer any questions.
Okay, let's just say Kelly had not told you that UP was going to go live and you actually clicked on to YouTube and you heard it for yourself. Would your response have been the same?
I really don't know. If I had like clicked on UP's, say again now.
If you would have came on YouTube and
Uh-huh.
clicked on UP's live and heard that her topic was pertaining you, would your response have been the same?
I might have calmed down by that time. By the time she went live, it was way later. But I went in her chat. I was still kind of angry. I think so. It
she
might have
ain't
been.
answering your
I was
question.
No.
Yeah, you should have
what?
just said yeah, because it's the same
Yeah,
shit. You
yeah.
feel me,
More than
Mimi?
likely,
This is what you
yeah.
doing. You beating around the bush. Why
Okay,
wouldn't
I
you
would
have
have
felt the
probably
same?
been mad. More than likely, I was still mad because I ran up in UP's chat. So yeah, I guess my
So
response.
my next question is where where is the anger coming from? Is it something that UP said that triggered you, or you just went off because you didn't want her speaking about you, about the
I didn't
situation?
want that thing with me and Faith brought up again to be used as content because me and Faith had already squashed the mess behind the scenes, and I felt like it was gonna be rehashing some new ish to break out. You see what I'm saying? So I didn't
So
want that
so
to be
let's
brought
just
up.
pause for a second. You just said you didn't want it to be used because you didn't
Right,
want it brought up so it to rehash anything.
right.
But you went on EB's live and you basically rehashed it yourself. That's what made Sakina go live and was like, why is this still an issue?
Hmm.
I wrote in a lot of times I do things. I'm very impulsive. If I say it, if I come out, I didn't think nothing about it. I was like, I was loyal, and they turned on me. I honestly felt like I left Sakina's chat that she wasn't fucking with me no more. That's just that.
Let me say
That's how
this.
I felt
Can I
about
say
it.
this? This is why I asked how old you are. Because when I get that
I'm
age,
still,
I
I'm
listen. Listen, the reason why I say that because again, you're saying, well, I'm a impulsive person, okay, and that I can understand. But you said something yesterday that triggered me because again, you I didn't turn on you. You understand what I'm saying? I did not do that to you. So when
I
she's
understand.
asking you a question, far as would your reaction have been different? And this, and you can't even you answered it, but you didn't give her a definite answer in the beginning. At the end of the day, I saw what I saw. I haven't spoken about you. I haven't said anything about you. Okay, you said you wasn't thinking. And before we type anything in this chat, we think about what we are going to say. So you think that when I type in the chat, the dumb shit that I say or the funny shit that I say, I'm just saying it and I didn't even think about it before I said it?
Okay, so
Okay, exactly.
I asked that last question because I wanted to ask Mimi. And I'm going to move on from this, but I wanted to ask Mimi when you typed in Eric Eric Brown's chat about the situation that you were still feeling some type of way. You didn't think these ladies was also going to feel some type of way when they saw what you wrote? Because again, that's rehashing the same issues instead of taking it up with the people that you still felt some type of way about.
I think she dropped down.
Oh, she's gone.
Yeah, because she
Oh
dropped down for me
no, I didn't want
in
her
my
to leave. I
eyes,
just want.
honesty, and I'm being honest
I'm
because she don't want to face again, I had no
no,
problem with
Mimi. Please
Mimi.
come back up. I no.
I
Right.
I
think she
had
dropped
no
off because of connection issues. I don't know because
Okay.
I didn't see her unless somebody told her to, but I didn't
I
see nothing wrong with the conversation.
Right.
I had
And
no
I was
problem with
going there
Mimi.
to say this. She didn't want to be used as content. I get it. I
Mm-hmm.
understand it. I feel her on that, especially coming from another community. But my next question would be as far as Faith and Vonnie is concerned. So letting them take the fall for something that they had nothing to do with, was that fair?
And I didn't even know that part until today. Sakina, I don't
Was
know if
that
you've seen
fair?
that part, but Nunya came in here and said, and it makes sense now to what everything, to the grand scheme of everything, that UP blamed Kelly and I mean Vonnie and Faith for being the little birdie that was in Mimi's ear. So if that's the case, I could understand why Faith was mad that Kelly didn't say she was the birdie because them two were getting blamed for it. You know what I'm
She
But she,
saying?
did.
They didn't say
listen,
that
she
in the
didn't.
5 hour live. We just found that out.
Yeah, she didn't use the word birdie, okay? She didn't say, "Oh, I'm the little birdie that came and told blah blah blah." What she did come and say, "Well, I'm the one who saw this and I'm the one who saw that." You understand what I'm saying? So she did come out and admit what she had saw, but it didn't come out like I guess how people expected. Okay, well, I'm the birdie that came out and told me this, this, that, and the
But
third.
it all
She
basically means the same thing, but if that's what she said.
exactly. Exactly. Yeah, because when Kels came out, she did. She said, "Well, I saw." So basically, she was saying on that panel that day, but Faith was not in the live at that time.
Hmm.
She was not in my
But look
live
how
because
long they had to take the blame for doing something that they did not do. That's why this has escalated to this point. But no one else knew that.
Okay, I
But
missed what you
them.
said to Bless because I
Okay.
had a phone
My
call, so
questioning was
I'm
was
sorry.
going towards my next question, but you hadn't already dropped down, which was once you mentioned what you mentioned in Eric Brown's chat, it rehashed it anyway. So my next question was, do you think it was fair to let Faith and Vonnie take the blame for something that you had knowledge of and you knew wasn't true the whole time? But yet you say you felt some type of way with the other ladies
I don't
and you
understand what
didn't
you're
want
talking
it
about with
rehashed.
Faith and Vonnie. I don't understand what you're
Faith
talking
and
about.
Vonnie took the blame for being a birdie who came in your ear to make you spaz out on YouTube.
No, I never said Faith and Vonnie did
No,
anything, and I never.
you didn't say it, but it's saying that's what was put out here. That Faith
They
yeah,
and
said UP
Vonnie
said
Well,
was
it.
who put that?
possibly
Who
the
would have put
birdie.
that out here? Because I didn't.
They said UP blamed
I
Faith
kept
and
I
Vonnie.
kept that on. like I said, until I told Carla, I hadn't spoken about it. Period. Period.
Right.
And I didn't know that
But I'm
anybody
at
listen
okay.
to. I didn't know that anybody was blaming Vonnie or Faith for anything. This is the first time I'm hearing that. I had no idea.
Well,
Yeah,
it's
but
not
that's
coming
what was
out.
going on over at UP's. UP was looking at Vonnie and Faith as the birdies that was in your ear
Once
because
I remember
hold
I got
on,
hit.
just as well
Okay.
as I missed, honestly, because I missed what Kel said. When Kel said it this morning, she said, "Well, I did come up on the panel and I did say that I was the one who told me yada 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 yada." She did not use the phrase little birdie. So if that's what if the whole blown thing is that's crazy because she did admit that she was the one who let you know X, Y, and Z was going on. Okay. So in the midst of all that, right, UP is thinking that, Vonnie and
And Fate did
Faith
this, and I
is the
think that's
one
where the
who is your little
miscommunication
birdies.
came in and the
Yep.
misunderstanding, and that's why those ladies are so upset. So now we're here, and this has
Yep.
Okay.
escalated out of
So
control
I
because they've taken the blame because no one was willing to speak up, but they was willing to like throw them on the bus or let them take the fall for it. That's how they are feeling. So
okay.
that's why Fate spoke out.
I never knew that UP because I went in her check and when she first went live, I said respectfully, I'm asking that you not use me as content. Well, at that point, I got hit, like blocked out of the chat, so I didn't see or hear nothing else from that point on.
But that was
I did
after
not.
you cursed them out already, though,
Well,
right?
Right.
yeah,
That
yeah,
was
but I
after.
still went up in there. That's me. I still went and asked not to be used after I cussed her out. Yes, I did that. But
So,
now, as
with
far as
in
faith
all
and
this, have you what is the lesson that was taken from this?
well, my lesson is don't be on panels and don't be talking to nobody because you ain't got friends nowhere on here. That's the way I
No,
feel. Everybody is
I
watching their
think
own.
you've missed it, Mimi. I think you've
Yeah.
missed it. I
Because as
think the
far as
lesson
I
that
know,
should be taken away from this is I don't care who it is. If it's a friend, if they coming to give you information that possibly can save you from being upset or hurt by something you hear, ask them, listen, if this is what you heard, where did you hear it at? What's the timestamp so I can go review the content for myself before
Okay.
you just jump out and
Come
spaz
on.
out?
Excuse me. Can I say this? This is why I'm calling a lot of this bullshit. And I'm going to tell you why. She used to be a dropette, okay? We're not going to play no games. That's why I said about the situation of playing YouTube dumb. Let me tell you something. The people that drop beef with, calm down, Sakina. Calm down, Sakina. The people that drop beef with, those
Hmm.
people knew you are not to tread over in those waters. You understand what I'm saying to you too, Bless? So therefore,
So wait,
at
who
some
used to be
point,
a drop at?
Mimi,
Who was a drop at?
Mimi was.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
So we've been here, we all
He
been here
was
for a long period
basically
of, excuse me. We all been here for a long period of time. So
Right.
certain
I agree.
things,
he was
it's like,
basically
well, I didn't know what to do. And I didn't know that I should have done this. Come on, you've been here long enough. This woman didn't just start YouTube with us 6 days ago, 6 weeks ago, 6 years ago, however long it's been with Kanika, what, 8 years?
Hmm.
Sakina, you got to remember when I was in drop chat, I was just a subscriber. I was not even channel holding. The only reason I even jumped out here was to handle another issue. And you already know what that issue was
Mm.
because I came on your panel and talked about it multiple times about how I was feeling because he was coming at me and you at the same time. So at
Who?
that,
Who?
listen, we all know
Oh,
who it was.
okay. Oh, but listen, oh boy, right? I'm asking
Right,
you.
right. That's the
Okay.
only reason that I hit your panel. That's the only reason I hit Bam's panel and was talking about it because he was talking about me and I didn't know how to go live. Honest to
Yeah, but
God.
guess what? Mimi, you was rocking with us before. Hold on.
I already said
Uh-uh.
that,
You
Sakina,
was
but
rocking with us
oh Lord.
before JJ even started coming at us. Don't do that.
No,
Don't do
no,
that.
no.
You
Okay,
was
I'm
rocking with us
telling
with
you.
the birth. You was rocking with us with the birth of the woo ha ha. Because when I went over there and
Sakina,
Monica
that's
said,
after the fact.
no,
That's
well,
after
are you serious?
the woo ha ha. Listen, we was when the woo ha ha. I don't even know how that came up or how it came
I
in.
know
But
because
when I
Monica, I
listen,
know.
but I was on your panels prior to the woo ha ha. Prior to that, talking about that
Exactly.
issue. So that's what I'm saying. That's the only thing that I really came on here to address. I never intended on being a content creator or a channel holder.
Mm-mm.
Hold on.
I
Hold on.
never.
We got to go back.
Mm-mm.
Because guess what? Again, listen.
Lord Jesus.
No, you want to know what I'm
Mm-mm.
about to do? This is getting my anxiety to the roof. I am
Yeah.
about to
Yeah.
go back to my lives, right? Because you're trying to sit up here and say, "Well, Sakina, the only way that I came to y'all chat or y'all panels or anything like that because JJ was coming at me." No, 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 no. That's not what was. That's not how it went down. We all was in chats before the woo ha ha. You was right along with us
I was in
talking
your
about.
chats and I
Oh
was
my
in.
goodness.
Okay,
Never. You
go
was
ahead.
right
Mm-mm.
along with us before the birth of Woo Ha Ha. You was rocking with us. You was with us. Whether the content was about him, because sometimes the content went from Mo to Joy to him. Okay? And the person that I have beef with. That's how it was. When that woo ha ha came up, Mimi, before the woo ha ha, you was rocking with us. And it had nothing to do with initially him. It gravitated into him. And while you over there with us, and we're like, oh yeah, and calling him out of his disrespecting, whatever the case may be, you were in it with us. You've been on here just as long as a lot of us have, and like I said, you were a drop at. So as much content that drop did on him alone, you didn't know that any people that you intermingle with, or you did such and such with and interacted and laughing at him or anything. You had no clue or idea at no point in time JJ was going to come for you too. I guess you didn't think about that either.
Let me know when I can talk, because I don't want to cut nobody off.
God, Mimi.
Okay, Sakina. From I was in chats, but my initially point of ever hitting a panel was to address what he was saying about me. That was my initial when I initially hit a panel, that's what it was about. If you recall, before I wasn't going on panels, I was just in the chats, remember? And then I
No,
started
Mimi.
going on
You was
Bam's
going
panel,
on panels.
and then I started
Exactly,
going on
John.
Sakina's panel. But what I'm
Remember when
saying
you,
is,
whenever people were beefing, you was always trying to get them to squash it and stuff. You was in the
okay,
Mhm.
mix.
yeah, I'm that
Yeah,
person to try to
exactly, John.
resolve. Yes, that I did do that.
Yeah, a
Exactly,
lot of
John.
beef.
And John,
But
do you
Okay.
recall or do you recollect, John? Is that before the woo ha ha?
yeah,
Yes.
before the woo ha ha.
Exactly.
There's my thing
Exactly.
with her.
So what my thing is this. Don't say you only came on our panels because because of him, or because it seems like you only came around because he came at you. This is how I'm taking it. The only reason why I came around or came on your panel or anybody else's panel is because to get my voice out there and he was talking about me. No, you was rocking with us way before then. Way before then. With the
Okay.
mob, with the Joy Money Trey boy. Oh,
When y'all were
you
talking
were
about
there.
Joy, I said I don't really know Joy. I didn't know. I didn't even really know Joy, so there
No,
wasn't
you was
much I could
woofing at
say.
Joy, and then Joy came back at you, and then you started saying that.
No, Joy
Because I
called me a
remember that.
bitch, and then I said Joy called me a bitch,
Yeah, but you
and
was
then we
woofing
start.
at her, though, too. You was
What was
woofing
I
at her
whooping at
first.
Joy about? Because I don't remember
Because
whooping
when
at
she
Joy.
went live on you, she said, I don't even know this lady. That was her
Yep.
first thing to you. I watch Joy, so when it comes to shit with Joy, I know those timelines.
Well, I
I
don't
don't know
recall
everything,
wolfing at
but
Joy, but
yeah,
but
nah. When
it
it
is
came to
what it
Joy,
is.
you was woofing at Joy, and then when she started calling you out back, you was like, "But why is she calling me out?" And I peeped that
Mhm.
myself.
And look what Risa just said. Look what I am trying to say. Risa just said it. JJ watch the chats. Okay. So again, if you are sitting in a chat and it's things that's being said about him in that chat, on that panel, whatever the case may be, at what point in time, because this is being done with us, the woo-ha, just just a group of ladies that you're hanging with at that time. This is being done with us. So at what point in time did you didn't think that he was going to go? Because again, you was a drop at. And Risa, is she telling the truth in the chat? You didn't know that he was going to do that, or you didn't think about it?
No, I didn't think he would come after me, but he did, and
Oh,
it
come
is
on.
what it is. I honestly, I took accountability for this shit already. So why we rehashing this up? Why do I have accountability?
Why did you rehash anything up yesterday?
Because I still felt a certain kind of way.
Okay, well, people still feel a certain
Okay,
kind of way.
okay now
Like
okay.
you're on some defense. This is what had me on the Richter scale of 1,000. Because you got a nerve to be on some defense mechanism because you have why people hatching stuffing up. So I need to ask you, why did you rehatch anything up yesterday? Well, you may because of the way I feel. Well, people feel some type of way too. So it's respect is given when respect is due. And you didn't respect what you was rehashing yesterday, but you want everybody to respect your shit that's being rehashed. I'm glad that everybody in John's motherfucking chat heard that come out of your mouth.
Can I say something, Sakina, and tell me if this is true or not? If Because I think Mimi's a small part of this situation. So if Mimi would have just took accountability for the shit she said out her mouth, would you be that mad?
It's the thing of it is, okay. I don't like I
Is
said
it
that
the
day on the
excuses?
panel, huh?
Yeah, is it the excuses instead of just saying,
I,
"Yeah, I
I
did that,
believe
my
it's the
bad."
excuses over a period of time because this keeps happening.
Yeah,
It's like she'll take accountability, but she takes it back and say, well, I wouldn't have did this if so and so wouldn't have said this,
exactly,
or if this wouldn't have happened. Once you take accountability for something, you take ownership of it. You can't hand it
exactly,
off to the next person and say, well, um tag, you're it, you know, or oh no, no, I'm not it. No, you're it. You did this. No, no, that's not taking accountability. You own it, and you try to fix that, and you live with that because this is what you did. We're all grown up here, and the
Okay.
first time somebody call another person a puppet master, then everybody's pissed. Nobody has strings attached to them. We can't make the next person do or react a certain type of way. You do these things because that's what you intend to do. And if you say something and you don't mean it, then apologize and move on. Don't hold on to that and harbor on that and let that turns
Okay,
into
I
this big
see
old
what you.
ordeal. And then you
That's
come on here and say, okay, no, I only did that because. That's not taking accountability. You can't do
okay.
that.
I so let me take accountability for everything I said, everything I done. Now, nobody made me do anything. I was angry at the time, and
Correct.
that's what happened. That was the result of that. Sakina, I take whatever you want me to. I take accountability for
No,
writing.
Mimi,
And
no.
listen, I'm taking accountability for writing a comment and not thinking about the ramifications. Because honestly, I didn't think it would be blown out of proportion to this point to where we're at now. I honestly didn't think it was because I was in my feelings about how me and Sakina ended.
Hmm.
I was in my
So why
Overthinking the
not reach out to
situation.
her, right?
right.
Why
I
not reach
guess I
out to
was.
her and say, look,
I have
sis,
to come
I
right
know
back,
you
y'all.
told me don't say anything
Hold
else,
on, excuse
but
me.
this is how I'm feeling.
All right, Sakina.
She
Yeah,
well,
just give me 1 minute. I'm gonna come right back. And again, today, like I said, Mimi, listen, it's not that I'm not accepting your apology. Give me a few days to fester through this, because at the end of the day, how I'm feeling, like you were entitled to feel the way that you feel, okay,
Uh-huh.
for 3 weeks. I'm feeling like the good Sakina want to say, I accept your apology. You understand what I'm saying? But the other one is like, listen, hold off. I'm not saying that I don't forgive you, but give me some time, because of the simple fact, again, okay, you know, you're questioning, you're saying, and this is what is really getting under my skin. You're basically like, well, I didn't think my comment was going to do this, and I
I
guess
didn't.
what, it did. And you didn't think that people would, do the things that they did, but you're turning around and doing what's being done to you to people who I didn't turn on you. I didn't. I said earlier today, it may have been a miscommunication of
Right.
something on both our behalves. Okay. But you jumped out here and you gave them ops something to talk about, because what they said, you said it verbatim, verbatim. I'm not a fool, and I was not raised by fools. So in my mind of reading that, you believed what the op said. That's why I said you ran with their narrative, because you said they wasn't loyal to me. They turned on me. When all this happened, that stuff happened, Sakina was the only mouth that was not open. I didn't have an opinion or anything. Nobody never asked that. It's four major people that's playing a part in the woo ha ha that we do see in chats all the time. Sakina, Mimi, Bams, and Kels. Where the fuck is that little bitch motherfucking Sakina? And why is that bitch so quiet? I was quiet for a reason. Sitting back, watching all this stuff go on. And yesterday happened for a reason.
Right.
Because now I know how you really feel. So when you're saying to me, I apologize, and this, that, and the third, listen, I don't dislike you. Never had a problem with you. You created a problem with me for me to feel how I feel today.
Okay.
So don't take it as I dislike you. I need 3 days.
I got you. I'm
Okay.
with you. I'm with you on that. Okay.
Let me call my dude back and calm down and roll another blunt, because this is crazy.
You got the right strand. All right. So what else do we need to
Look,
discuss?
Mimi, I don't want it to look like we coming down on you because I just
No,
want to
I
tell you
Listen,
don't.
something light.
it
You
is
know what I'm
what it
saying? I
is.
just want to tell you when you take accountability, it knocks all that other shit out. People will respect it. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
Sakina, a forgiving person. I know Sakina don't got
I'm
beef with
owning what
nobody.
I said.
You know
Like
what I'm saying?
I understand what you're saying. When
She just
Two
need a
Bless
couple of
asked
days,
me
and
what I
then you
had
guys
said,
can revisit this conversation again. But
say
once you
again.
take account, I say she just need a couple of days to,
Yeah, I
process
understand
this.
that. And I
And
was
one,
still in my feelings at the I when I wrote that, I was still in my feelings about how Sakina and I ended. I really was. My feelings was hurt because I felt like, well, dang, what did I do to her? So that's where that came from. So I was in my feelings. Like I said, I take accountability for what I did, what I typed, and what I said. But I had no idea that UP was blaming Faith or Vonnie for anything
Well,
because
we
I
just,
never.
I remember it, but I remember it more now that Nanya said it in the chat. Because I'm like, you know what? I think that did happen. You know?
What's that?
Nanya brought it to the chat, but it kind of sparked the memory. So I'm like, all right, now everything's making sort of sense.
Right.
Because without that one
I
liner
didn't
right
know
there,
that.
it looked bad. You know what I'm saying? It just looked like people going after people for no reason.
Yeah,
But
I had no idea that she
and I
framed.
hope you can see Kelly's point of view in the situation. I brought her some information that came from you. It came around somehow. It did a full circle and landed with me. And me being that I fuck with her, I told her what was said. And I didn't even say nothing bad about you. I just said, watch who you talking to on the phone because it's coming around. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So she didn't dog you out. She was mad at you because she's like, wow, this is why I don't fuck with people. This is why I don't talk to people on the phone. Now I'm just gonna talk to Nikki. I'm not gonna talk to nobody else. And
listen,
that was the concept. Like, you got to understand where she coming from. If
I
some
understand where she
her
coming
came
from. I
and
do.
then hit your desk, take over to bless my phone ringing.
All right. Yeah. Where were we?
Taking accountability. I
Yeah.
listen. Kelly said it. I'm not mad at Kelly for anything.
Mhm.
Whatever she told me, I took it and I ran with it. I did. But
Mhm.
like I said, I was dealing with not one death, but two deaths, and the death of a nephew that's like a son to me. So by the time I finally got face linked, I was already on go. It wasn't nothing anybody could have said at that point because I felt like I didn't want nobody fucking with me during that time. I said that I was just not in the right frame of mind to be dealing with no YouTube stuff.
Exactly. Exactly. It's definitely not the place, especially if you're dealing with something personal in your life to come on here and release that type of energy because it has a spiraling effect.
Right. So that's all I got to say. I'm
Right.
I'm taking my accountability. I don't want anybody to think Kills made me do anything. Faith, I'm sorry that you and Bonnie got put in the middle. I didn't even know that. I didn't even know UP blamed that because, like I said, immediately I was blocked out of the chat and couldn't type nothing. And at that point, I really stopped listening. What was the point if I couldn't interact? So I didn't
I
hear
would
all of.
this from this point because I don't think any of this is resolved. To be honest, I don't. I would give it a couple of days and
Mhm.
and I would reach out to those individuals personally. I would not call the next person and say, "Well, you saw what happened on YouTube. What do you think about this?" No, you need to go to that person and tell them, "Listen, I think this is the problem. I offended you with something that I said, and how can we fix this?" Not talk about it with the next person because it's only
Right,
going to get back to that person, and what you said is never going to be the way you said it or how you felt you intended it to be,
right.
or this is never going to end, or you guys will never have no resolution.
I understand what you're saying. Faith, we're Faith. I saw that she popped up in the chat. Like I said, I never knew. I put that on my mama. I didn't know that you all were getting blamed for me going off. I had no idea until John's chat, right when y'all said it or when you said it. To Bless, I didn't know that she was blaming or saying that they were taking the blame. I had no idea because nobody had expressed that with me. Neither Faith or anybody had expressed it. I didn't even know that it was said, honestly.
Yeah, well, it definitely wasn't fair to either one of them.
Again, like I said, I apologize to them because I didn't even know that happened. If I had known that it would have happened, I got Faith's number. I know how to hit her on the backside. So I honestly did not know.
Right.
Fave, if you want, come up. I just dropped the link for you. So yeah, Mimi, you good, man. I just, you know what? Nobody, no, ain't nobody gonna be mad at you as long as you don't make the
And
same mistakes, type
I
shit.
listen.
And
I'm
if you
gonna do
feel like, look,
what
if you
I'm
feel
gonna
like
do.
something's on your mind, holla at that person. Don't
Yeah, just
like
holler.
what, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Well,
You be
my
like, yo,
feelings get hurt
Sakina, can you strike up
easily.
a live so we could get an understanding instead of going to Eric Brown chat. I think that's what kind of rubbed it the wrong way.
I
If
think
you would have
so.
been more direct with your approach, is more respected. You
I
know what I'm saying? And at
I
least
understand
Sakina
what
is
you're
somebody
saying.
you could actually have a conversation with. You know what I'm saying? She's not like these people that's gonna mute you up and do all of that shit. You know what I'm
I
saying?
understand what you're saying, but like I said, the way Sakina and I ended, I didn't think that she even wanted me in her chat. So that's
Well, you,
how.
that's where
It
you
reminds
think too
me
much.
of
You gotta
a lot
stop
about
doing that.
myself. She just
You
don't
just
like
gotta ask.
Sakina doesn't like
It,
fuck shit. She just like she's a straight shooter. She's gonna tell it like it is. She don't like no
Right,
bullshit, no skating around the park and all that. And nah, she's a straight shooter. She just gonna tell you what this is what it is. And you up here playing the fuck out of crazy and so just be honest with her and upfront with what how you're feeling and just talk to her because she's a fair person.
Hello,
Okay.
y'all.
Hey,
What up,
Hey,
Faith?
hey.
Hey, Two
Faith.
Bliss. Hey, man. So what's going on, John Frank? I have not been listening.
So Nunya came into the chat and brought this to our attention, and I believe it to be true because I kind of remember it. Nunya came in and said that Vonnie and Faith was being blamed for being the little birdie that was in Mimi's ear for saying what she said. And I said, oh, that makes sense. That's probably why Faith was mad at Kelly and Vonnie was mad at Kelly for not coming out and saying, hey, I was the birdie. Does that make sense to you?
No.
Well, Vonnie said it was that was the main issue. That you
Well,
got
that I mean, it doesn't make sense if somebody was blaming us,
right.
but that ain't got nothing to do with what I said.
so I didn't even know that they were blaming you until Two Bless or
I don't know
like I
nothing
said,
about that. I never heard it. It
I
never.
didn't listen to
I'm
her
sure that my
live
sister never heard it either.
once I got
I
kicked out.
heard it. 'Cause I remember it when
No,
Nunya said
Vonnie
it, and I
said
don't
the
think
chat
Nunya
said
threw it out
said
the
that
air.
that's what it was.
Okay, well, I don't know nothing about it. I ain't never heard that me and her was blamed
All right, so
for
then we
being the
back to
little
square
birdie, but
one.
that don't have anything to do with what I was addressing today. I understand what y'all trying to do, but that don't have anything to do with what I was addressing today. Because I didn't know that we was being blamed first. So why would I be mad at her for being, the little birdie that was in Mimi ear? I would address that first. Y'all know how I am.
All right,
Okay,
so
so
Faith, what you and Kelly got going on? Because at the beginning of the day, it don't got nothing to do with you.
what you mean?
Hey,
What
can
we got going on?
chat? Vonnie just said she said I did hear it, sis. I just ignored it.
Okay,
She
well I never heard it,
oh,
so I
I
okay.
still
got
I
never
you,
never
heard it.
heard
Separate.
it
but
until
that's what I'm
today.
saying. We was making sense of things, and that made sense because of why you was going at. So I'm asking you, why are you coming at her if the situation got to do with her and Mimi?
What you mean? Why I'm coming at her?
You have no reason to come at her.
You don't tell me what reason I got.
I'm just saying, let's
I'm
be
just
real. You
saying.
have no
You can't
reason to
tell.
come
You
at
can't,
her.
John Frank. You can only tell yourself
Faith,
who you come at. You no,
Faith,
no, 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 no.
Faith,
So I'm finna get
hold up. Let me
down.
Wait,
finish.
wait
I'm
a
finna
minute.
get
I
We
down
no,
because
no,
calling,
Lee,
first of
say
all,
hold on. Wait,
no,
John.
no, no, no,
Wait,
no, no. Nobody tell me what to do. First of all,
right.
we
because I
we
don't tell
calling her
nobody else.
down the mid. Faith, we
I
calling
I
her
don't
think
tell
down the
you
nobody
word
else
middle.
what to do. So I'm gonna get
I
down off
think
your
you word
panel so
no,
people
don't be
won't
wait,
think
hold
that we
on.
being disrespectful.
Wait,
Okay?
no, I
I'm
think
finna
We
you
get
worded
down
talking.
that
off your
Hold
wrong.
on,
panel.
Trying
Faith.
trying to
This is
Hold
what you
on.
call me for?
I didn't call you. You just called me.
No, I had a missed call from you at 308.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
right
yeah.
about that.
Okay,
You
too
right
blessed.
about that.
I'm
I think
listening to
wait,
you.
can I say something, Miss Faith? I
I'm
think John is
listening.
trying to make light of the situation and joking when you're not in a joking mood. He went about that the wrong way. I believe he intended to ask you if that's not the issue, what's the problem between you and Kels?
I done already said what I had to say today, to bless. And right now it's like over for
Right. I get
saying
it.
something about me and her. And guess what? He know. Cause I told
Okay.
him. Okay,
Okay.
but due to the fact that it's over for us talking and all that, that's a wrap. I'm gonna do what I said I'm gonna do, and I mean what I said.
Is
So
that because of
ain't
the comments
ain't no need of.
that she made
Is
about
it
your
cause of what
kids?
now?
Is that because of the comments she made about your kids?
Not only my kids, my grandkids, and everything else. I
So
wasn't
if
never
I
disrespectful.
to you
No,
and
first of
apologize,
all, I
it's
wasn't
so
never
wrong.
disrespectful to Kelly. Kelly was disrespecting me and Shakina
I-
Shack. Then
Right.
she went live and talking shit. So that
Mm.
means that I got disrespectful. You feel me? So
Right.
it ain't no nothing. It ain't no coming back for that. So I'm good on that. I appreciate y'all though. You feel
But
me? But
look,
I'm good on that part right
but
there.
would it have got to that point if you wouldn't have stepped in her
No,
business?
it ain't got nothing about if it wouldn't have got to that point.
It wouldn't have.
Just like you
This
receive information. Wait a minute,
situation
John, because
didn't
you're
have
trying to
none.
talk
No,
over me.
wait, I'm
Just like you
talking.
receive
This
information.
situation didn't have
When
nothing
you
to do
receive
with you, though.
information, John,
Wait, John,
you
let her
take it in
talk.
consideration. No, listen, you
I'm
can't out
taking
talk
both
me, first
sides
of
into
all. And I'm not trying to be
consideration.
disrespectful on your panel. But too blessed, I'm gonna get down because I got a channel. You feel me?
Yeah.
I called you and told you what the business was. So don't sit on this platform like I didn't call you and tell you what the
Not,
business was, knowing that
but
you
it was
fuck with her.
bullshit.
Let me
It
continue
wasn't
though.
about
Let me talk.
nothing.
Let me talk. Let me talk. I called you to tell you what the business was and what I heard. And it had to be confirmed before it even came out. But Kelly needs to quit running off at the mouth. Did I not? Yes or no?
Yeah, but it didn't have nothing to do
Wait
with
a
you,
minute,
though.
yes. Wait a minute. No, 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 no. You can't call, you can't say that, John. You
Look, I
can't
said
say
two
that.
things. Look, this is what I said on my channel before you got
Yeah.
here.
I'm
I
gonna get
said
ready to
you
go.
was wait. Hold on. Let me say
I'll be
this, and then
live
you can
later on
talk.
tonight.
Hold on. Let me say something. Let me say
You can say
something, and you
whatever
can
you
talk.
want to say. I'm still gonna be
So
live
give me
later
one
on. It ain't gonna
second.
matter
So
to
give me
me.
1 second. I said you was wrong for jumping in her business. She was wrong for talking about your kids. Two wrongs
No,
don't make a
no,
right.
you
That's
can't
what
say
I
that, baby.
said.
You can't. First of all, you can't. That don't even work. I'm wrong for jumping up in her business. The shit came across my desk. I found out. Why the
It
fuck
had to
would
do
I
with, but it
find out some
didn't have
shit
nothing
that?
to do with
Let me
you.
finish, John. You keep cutting me off. You keep saying in her business. No, it becomes the everybody business once it hits your desk. And I'm like, why the fuck would Mimi even be, you know what I'm saying, going off like this? Oh, I see why.
But why
Cause,
does it concern
but
you how
wait a minute,
Mimi's
let me
going
finish,
off?
John. It would never came out. This right here, we wouldn't even be here. We wouldn't even be here if it wasn't brought out. Okay? So guess what? It wasn't even coming out. If you sit back and think about it, this wouldn't she wouldn't even brought it out to clear this shit up. Okay? So you can't say her business.
Faith, what
When
happens with
you can't
Faith? What
say it's her
happened last
business.
time? What happened last time when you jumped out and defended Mimi and she told you not to? This is the
Now, Mimi
same
ain't never told me
situation.
to jump. I didn't
Part
defend
two.
Mimi. I defended the things that was going on. Just like you
And
jump
Mimi
your ass
and
out here and you
Mimi
defend
told you
something.
not to,
Just like you
leave it
jump out
alone.
here and you defend
And
something. Guess
Mimi
what? And I
told you
don't
not
feel bad
to.
about nothing I said.
Listen, you
I
missed
meant
this
what I
whole
said.
live. Mimi took accountability for what she said on your live.
Okay,
There
that's
was no
Mimi.
battery
That's
put in her
Mimi.
back
You ain't
and
gonna
no
change who
dirty.
I am. You ain't
I
gonna
said
change the
that
things I
earlier.
said, John.
I told Faith that earlier that she that nobody put a battery in my back. I was already mad. Faith already knew what I was going through, just in my personal life. And like I said, I'll say it again. I wasn't in the mood to be fucked with during that time. I lost my nephew
Somebody
that
jumping
was
in somebody's business. Hey,
like
let me get
my
off this
family.
platform. I'll holler at y'all later.
And what people don't understand is Faith and I know mutual people. So I'm never going to be at odds with her because she knows my family, my real family in Chattanooga, Tennessee. So
Just
if
like
it's
they know
something
mine.
that right, they know your family. So it's never going to be an issue with she and I. If it's a misunderstanding, I'm going to call her or she going to call me. That's
And
just
it's
it.
times where it's been a
If she got
misunderstanding.
something
I
she
need to
want to
call her and
say to
say, hey,
me,
you need to check this. You need
but
to get this straight. So don't act like
exactly.
I'm just coming out here picking on Kels because of her business. It
Faith,
ain't
you
your
said
business
that you
when
coming
it
at
aint
her
your
because of what
business,
she
John. It
told
ain't your
Mimi.
business when
And
it
I
Mimi
comes to
took
told
you
you
defending.
accountability.
We're trying to
so
take up for
I
her
just
when
say
you get
leave
through
that
because that ain't
alone.
work.
No, because you missed what Mimi said. Your whole reason for coming at Kelly was because Mimi said what she said on your panel, and Kelly didn't take accountability for being the little birdie. Well, Mimi's over here telling you that she said what she said on her panel because she's taking accountability because that's how she felt at the moment. So
Once
you
I
can't
was
put that
told,
on
I
Kelly.
didn't want to. Kelly said,
That's a
I
deleted
probably
reason right
shouldn't
there,
go.
Faith.
Listen, John.
Okay,
Faith
so
said,
that's
I
the way she
probably,
feels,
not
John.
Faith.
What you want? That ain't got nothing to do with how I feel.
Hold on,
Listen, y'all
Faith.
both owe each other apologies. Y'all need to
Man, I
woman up
wish I
because this ain't
would.
about nothing. I wish you
John,
would.
let
The
me say
hell?
this.
I wish I would. Never.
Look, I fuck with both of y'all. I
I
ain't
don't
trying to
care
see
about
y'all
none of that.
arguing.
Never.
You feel
John,
me?
let me say
I don't
this.
like to
I
see.
told,
Hold on, Mimi. I don't like
Well,
to
you'll
see
be
two
all right.
people I'm cool with. I fuck with you, Faith. You already know that, and I fuck
Well,
with Kelly too. I don't like to see two people I'm cool with fighting. That's me,
well,
and that's
that's
how
what
I'm
it
gonna
is right
stand
now,
on it.
though. That's
You
what it
feel me?
is right now. It ain't nothing you can do about it.
And it ain't what it gotta be. Y'all two women that represent the community. It don't gotta be like that.
I'm straight
Most
on
of the
that,
people
John.
here don't even want to see y'all fighting. Most of the people out here ain't even trying to see that.
Okay, well, I'm straight on that.
Well, you mad right now, but you need to take some time and
You know what I'm
maybe if
saying?
I
I
talk
don't
to
need
you
to take
tomorrow,
no
it's a whole
time to do
different
anything. I
conversation.
heard what y'all said. I go back and listen to this live. I understand where you going. I understand where you trying to go, but you already know how I am. So I'm
I
not
know
gonna
how
take
you are, and I know
accountability.
you
I'm not gonna
also a nice
apologize.
person too.
I'm not gonna do none of that.
Well, listen, when it comes to her, she said that if you willing to, we could put y'all on the phone and y'all could work your own stuff out if you
Hey,
willing to.
John,
So
I'm out.
the ball's in your court. That's all I'm saying. It
No,
don't
ain't
always
both of us
gotta go
calling
down.
nothing. I'm
It don't
straight.
always
I'm
gotta
straight,
go down
John.
that way.
Damn, you still pushing the fact. If I say I'm straight, bro, I'm straight. You
All
feel me?
right, but I'm just saying. I'm
I
asking you why
understand
you
what you
mad.
said.
You
I'm gonna
need to
say it again
once you
so
calm
everybody can
down
hear it from the
and
back.
think about it.
I
You
understand
feel
what
me?
you said. I understand what took place. I will go back and listen to the replay.
I
Okay?
appreciate you,
But
Faith.
as of right now, I don't have nothing to say, and there's no apology. Periods. And I'm out.
Okay,
Peace.
Frank. Oh, well, she hung up too quick. Okay.
Nah, it's all good. Mimi, everybody did their part. From you to Faith to everybody to me to everybody, we all got our little blame in the shit.
Oh,
And everybody held accountability for this shit. I'm holding her to her accountability, just like I told Kelly, you wrong for talking about her kid or provoking her into going that, you know what I'm saying, into that direction. Everybody got their wrong in the shit. Ain't nobody hands clean in this shit.
Right. I
And
I
that's
can
what I
say
want
I don't
everybody
have
to
my. I
understand.
said that when I got off the live. Live.
Yeah,
My
ain't
hands is not
nobody's
clean.
hands clean. And if we start pretending
Okay.
like we are somebody hands is cleaner than the next, then we all got to look at ourselves like we taking sides. You know what I'm saying? If we're gonna call it down the middle, I'm gonna be hated for calling it down the fucking middle. You know what I'm saying? That's it. But it is what it is. They don't change. I'm still cool with them unless they say otherwise. I'm still cool with her unless you say otherwise. I'm cool with you unless you say otherwise. You feel me? Ain't nobody really trying to beef like that. And I'm gonna keep it real. I want to get back to my kid so we could go do some cool family things. I've been sick all week. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you for taking accountability and just keeping in mind for next time the way you handle things like that. You know what I'm saying? If you feel like it's festering you, you have that right. But you know what you could do? Yo, Sakina, let's do it live together real quick because you know what I'm saying? I'm in a better mood. I'm not in the same mood I was a month ago. Maybe we can have a better dialogue and maybe y'all get somewhere. Don't ever be quiet. And but don't
right.
ever like you know what I'm saying? Just don't do it the way you did it. Be direct because you're gonna get more. You're gonna get more bees with honey. You feel me?
I missed half of what you said, John, because I had got a phone call. I do realize
Well,
you
look,
want to get back to your
you're gonna get
son.
more bees with honey.
I'm the
Just
type of
be
person.
direct. And I'm not
Say
telling you to
again.
hold in your feelings and keep shit to yourself.
Yeah, I
What I'm
hold
saying
things.
is approach the person and have that conversation. And maybe you have to wait a couple of days or maybe you have to wait a month. But when you in that right mind frame, go ahead and have that conversation until you get it off. Because a lot of people feel like you don't get yours off. So you need to get yours off. You can't go to Eric Brown chat to go get it off because it's going to spark something. You know
I
what I'm
see
saying?
that now. I
Direct.
see that now.
Direct approach is always going to be respected. Even
But
if they don't respect it right then and there, they might respect it later on. You know what I'm saying?
right. Understand what you're saying. Whatever I had unresolved feelings when I left Sakina's chat, I shouldn't have typed anything in Eric Brown's platform
Yeah.
to, because like I said, I was feeling the way and I shouldn't have said anything. I take accountability for that. And like I said, it probably wouldn't have been nothing at the time I was told about being used as content. It didn't matter what anybody said. I was gonna go. I was gonna go because I was already upset. I was already angry. I was already mad. I can't blame that on nobody. I was mad.
I get you, but
I
look,
didn't
you
go
don't gotta
back.
you don't gotta be repetitive and we don't want you we not trying to drag it out. We not trying to make you,
Okay,
you know
well,
what I'm
I'm
saying?
just
You
saying
good.
that, and
Just don't let it
I
happen
didn't
again.
fact
You
check
good.
anything. I just went on the word of my friend, and like I said, she did say, "Nah, you shouldn't do it." But by that time, I only heard key words used as content. Anything after that, I didn't hear it because I was angry. So that's that on that. I accept accountability for everything that I said and done.
But
Now,
nobody
does that
can stop the way you feel. I just feel, if you feeling some kind of way, take it to that person that you feeling those thoughts about. That's
Right. I understand that now. And I'm the kind of person that my feelings get hurt easily, especially if I think that somebody is my friend. My feelings get hurt real easily. And I internalize that and keep flipping it over. Well, what did I do to that person to make them, that's just how my mind works. But now I see that I should go directly to that person. Don't type anything. Just go to that person. Because at the time when people said, well, didn't you think to go to UP hurt yourself? No. Did you think to go to Too Strong? No, because I was already angry. I wasn't trying to hear nothing. I ain't wasn't thinking about nothing. All logic and common sense was gone out the window at that time. I wasn't hearing nothing other than that I was going to be used as content. My logic was gone. And I didn't think about it till somebody said, "Do you realize how bad you went off?" I didn't realize how bad I went off. I didn't. I honestly didn't. And so I had by that time, I think Faith took the live down, so I couldn't go back and hear myself on how bad I went off. She had taken it down because it was being used. So I never did really get to hear how bad it was.
Gotcha.
So that's that on that. And like I said, it ain't I don't have nothing against nobody, not even UP. She caught the brunt of my frustration and
Mm.
my grief at the time. It just all spilled out on her.
Everybody, they have their own connections with different people. I mean,
Yeah,
just trust the people that you have connections with.
yeah. I see what you're saying. Okay, so Kelly, did you want to come up here or are you done? Cause I'm done. It's been going on all day. I
Now I was
don't
letting
know.
y'all finish because I got to get back to my son.
I
I'm
know you
already
got to
with
get
him.
back to us. I'm done. If you're
Yeah, I'm
done,
done.
Kelly, I don't know if she wanted to come up here and say anything else. I don't know. Um, Faith is saying it ain't the Mimi stuff that she's or like defending me. What she's mad about is that what how you get it, John? Because I don't understand what's going on between them two.
I don't know where Faith coming from. I'm just cool with her. I fuck with her. I just hope
Okay, well, I like I said, I don't know what else I can say other than I take my accountability for my actions, for what I wrote, for what it sparked off today, which was what now 4 lives. That's nearly two to more hours long. No, actually 5 lives because Sakina went live again. And I was listening to, like I said, what I was saying on her panel because at one point I thought I was calm until I heard that I was very defensive on Sakina's panel. So when you hear it back for yourself, you can hear yourself and how you communicated or how you talked at that time because I thought I was calm, but I was very defensive. So that's that on that.
look.
All
I
right.
don't mean to
Well,
be rude, but you don't gotta go home, but you gotta get the fuck
I'm
out of
gone.
here.
I'm gone. So what you wrong for that?
All 96 of y'all.
I'm gone. I'm gone.
yeah, everybody.
Everybody have a good day.
All
And
right, I appreciate y'all for coming up and no hard feelings. All right, peace. All right, y'all go home.